Welcome back to another episode of Never Have I Ever Girls Edition. Today we have Niki and Maddie, who have both done very different things in their life.
Everyone's always surprised by me, though.
I'm ready. Surprise me, baby.
I'm so glad to be doing this with you.
Me too.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here with you.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what I like.
Wow.
This is beautiful.
This is great.
Never have I ever pretended I was sick to get out of a social engagement.
Would we count work as a social engagement?
No.
Okay.
That's hilarious. I would say unless it was like one of our like girls' day outs.
Oh, no, never here. I pretended to be sick a couple times when I was at Sephora, but that was more because they wouldn't let me do mental health days, really.
Yeah.
Because it's, it's retail. Like, if you say that I'm just, like, feeling like dog ass,
I wouldn't count
they
work.
won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple of times.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like normally the kinds of friends I have, I can just say, I don't want to go.
Well, I used to be a person that didn't feel comfortable about saying I have anxiety and I don't want to go because I'd get scared of people trying to peer pressure me and going.
I get that.
Yeah.
Or something of that nature. That's not the case typically. Like,
Yeah.
I can say that to people and they'd be like, understandable, heard,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But I used to not feel that way, so I'd come up with something and I would say, I'm not feeling too good or something of that nature just to get out of it because I was just not feeling it socially. So
I get it.
For sure, I've done that many times.
I understand.
Never have I ever posted a photo on social media and removed it because it got no likes.
I've been disappointed that something didn't get likes, but I haven't deleted it just because of that.
Not right afterwards. I feel like sometimes I'll like go through my feed and then I'll see something that it's typically photos that aren't of me. Like if I have like here's a scenic picture of this and it didn't get a lot of love, then I go, this can probably go, but not like that, I guess. So I'm gonna say no.
I'm not a post remover.
I am.
I never delete anything for
I do
any
clean my
reason.
shit all the time.
I should have probably. I have like albums on Facebook I've privated, but I never delete anything. I just leave that shit to live forever. I just don't think about it.
Yeah, no, I purge. Never have I ever peed into a bottle. I knew it. You crunchy granola bitch.
I've never peed into a bottle. I've done my fair share of pull over, let me pee in a bush, but
You're on the road?
in a bottle?
You on a road
Were you
trip?
in a moving
Were you on a
vehicle
road
when
trip?
you were peeing in the bottle?
It was like a 10-minute drive and you just couldn't hold it? What's up?
I'm too scared to because I would be scared to piss all over my hand.
Okay, so here's the thing.
She did.
I did in fact pee on my hand a little bit for sure.
Okay, but was it in a moving vehicle?
No.
Okay.
Did you give it to someone?
No.
I got really scared for a second.
I just wanted to know if it was easy or not. Mind you, I was pretty intoxicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had talked about, like truck drivers peeing in
Yeah.
bottles and
Yeah.
things like that.
It's
because
easier when you have a penis. You just fucking put it on there like a cork.
Correct.
Yeah.
You
So
just gotta
I said, I bet you anything I could fill about this much in a bottle.
Oh, you were proving a fucking... I can't... The fucking piss cups are hard enough.
Yeah,
It was,
damn. Every time I have to take a piss test, I get that shit on my hand. Every single time.
I made sure that
Those
it
things are like
was
this.
a green Mountain Dew bottle
Okay.
so that they couldn't really see the color of my piss.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
because
fair.
that just felt like too much at the time.
Yeah.
Not me pissing in a bottle. It was I don't want you to see the color of my piss.
I get it.
You just had to, they couldn't know if you were dehydrated or not.
Yeah. I will say I successfully peed to that line.
Hey.
Wow.
So that
Good
was
for
pretty
you.
cool.
Yeah, good job.
But I did piss on my hands a little bit. But the good news is I could wash my hands.
Yeah.
So
And pee's pretty sterile.
I drank a lot. So I was dehydrated, but I peed forever and ever and ever and ever. So it was an easy task to do, even if I missed the bottle a little bit.
I love this story.
And that's what she missed on Glee. Good Lord.
Never have I ever apologized to someone years after the fact. Yeah, for sure.
every time I've done it, it's been something they don't remember.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I've done that too. It's been things that they don't really remember. Or they're apologizing to me, and then I apologize to them on top of it because I'm like, while you're apologizing, I'm also going to apologize about this as well. And they go, holy shit. And I go, yeah, don't we all feel better now?
Yeah.
We got it out in the open.
Yeah. I remember Kelly messaged me she was pissed at me because I had talked about something that I shouldn't have talked about. So she had messaged me to like be pissed at me. And then I was like, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cross the line. And then like a day later or 2 days later, she was like, I'm really sorry that I was a shitty friend. And I was like,
damn.
This is years later, baby.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I have a very vivid memory of the 10-year high school reunion I didn't go to. That everybody that I actually wanted to see, we all ended up at the same bar because I was there for my friend's birthday. And it was really fun, and I got to see a lot of people that I actually would have wanted to see. But then one of the people that showed up was a guy that bullied me so bad in middle and high school that I stabbed him with a pen.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this,
and
man.
he stopped me to apologize for being an asshole. And then I was like, hey, I'm sorry I stabbed you that one time. And then we bought each other shots, and it was really fun.
Wow.
It was really funny, yeah.
I love that.
He was in football, and he fucking sucked. But I also sucked in that period of my life. But, you know, I didn't suck to him, though.
Bonding over apologizing and also shots.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's
Shots,
good.
I feel like really adds to it. Yeah. Never have I ever gotten my period out in public with no tampon. Girl, please.
Haven't we all?
You have to. It's like everybody's got it. Sucks ass, but you got
Yeah.
it.
I remember very vividly a time in high school I was wearing tan cargo pants.
No.
It was terrible.
I remember when I started my period for the first time. I was a freshman in high school, and I was at my last class for the day, and it was my science class, and I was with a teacher I really didn't like. And I remember the bell rang and everyone was starting to leave, and I got up and I had a jacket on the back of my chair, and I looked over and I went, oh my God, and then I sat back down.
No.
I immediately sat back down, and I was like, holy shit. And I texted my mom what had happened, and I didn't know what to do. And, oh, no, I didn't have, it was my backpack on the back of my chair. I didn't have anything because then the teacher came over and said, what are you still doing here? And I panicked because I told her, I was just like, I just started my period. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And
at least it was a girl.
She was actually, so I did not like this teacher at all. And she was actually really rude all the time.
Yeah.
This was the only time she was the nicest ever.
Yeah.
She was just like, okay, I have some lost and found things. I'm going to give you something. You're going to tie it around your waist. And then she's just like, do you have anything to hold in front of you that makes you, she's like, maybe your backpack, you can just hold it like this instead. Yeah. And she like helped me. And I got out of the class and she helped me clean everything up. And then I waited out front and my mom said that she was here, but that she had to circle around. So I actually ended up circling several times and I was on the verge of tears. Yeah. And then I told her what had happened and it was bad. Oh. It was bad. I was wearing really tight jeans and they were light wash jeans. And it just was really fucking bad. But I don't think anyone noticed anything, but my brain was like, this is the worst thing in my life.
My first time wasn't a blood through my clothes experience, but it was, I don't remember how old I was, but we were on an overnight trip to the zoo with my Girl Scout troop. And the next day was St. Patrick's Day, and it snowed. And I thought... So I had these like fucking terrible ass stomach cramps and I thought it was because on our weird overnight trip to the zoo, they had us try the food that they give the monkeys.
What the fuck?
Because it's fine for people to eat. I was like, oh, maybe that's what made me sick. And then I had no idea what the fuck was going on. But because I had to ask my mom for help, I was just like locked in the bathroom in this weird little house that they put the fucking overnight school trip kids in. And I had to ask my mom for help. But she had also like, I'd say like 6 months before that gotten a hysterectomy. So all of the other moms knew that she didn't get her period. And she had to go and ask every single other mother if they had anything. So everyone knew what was happening. And I know that no one else cared, but it was like,
it was traumatizing in that moment.
Mortifying when I was like 11.
Oh, for
just
sure.
like locked in the bathroom in this weird little overnight zoo school trip building being like,
the monkey food.
The monkey food.
Thinking I was sick for monkey food. Yeah, and then the next morning, it was St. Patrick's Day and it snowed. And it was so weird. It's the weirdest.
Never have I ever walked in on my roommate having sex.
Anytime I had a roommate, none of them dated anybody. So.
Hey, what's going on there? You're touching it.
Like, yes and no.
Well, explain that.
So I never saw them having sex. Okay.
Well, then you didn't
you didn't walk in on them.
Or were they like, they were doing it, but you couldn't see anything?
Or did you walk in on something that you thought might have been them trying to stop having sex because you were walking in the room?
They were in the room with the door open.
Okay.
They also had the window open.
Oh.
So I started walking up to my place and it was very apparent.
Okay.
But I thought that if I opened the door, that it would stop. So I walked through the door and made very apparent by slamming the door that I was home. It did not stop. And then I quickly walked past the door because my room was over across the way and I didn't see anything, but it was apparent. And then I closed my door and then they stopped. So does that count if I didn't see?
I feel like that's so exactly in the middle.
Yeah, like you made a conscious decision to walk in, but not...
And you weren't walking into the room that they were in. They just weren't...
No. We'll just say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild though,
It
right?
could go... That's... Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
I think that's a no, but only on a technicality.
That's why I kind of did a weird, like, yes, no, yes, no,
Yeah, I
yes,
understand
no.
now.
Yeah.
It's complex.
That is... That's a wild one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Never have I ever had sex in a public restroom.
All right.
I, not gonna lie, disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. It ain't it.
Yeah.
I don't want it ever again.
Yeah.
It just never seemed worth it to me.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
Every time
in
I've,
any circumstance.
No.
I've had that adjacent experience and then been like, let's go home. Like,
Yeah,
I've never had the urgency, I guess.
feel like maybe in like a family bathroom, one of those like big ones that they are like more clean.
I just,
Even then,
it just doesn't seem worth it.
no. I did it at like one of the campgrounds.
Oh,
How
okay.
they've got those restrooms.
That makes a little more sense to me, at least. I don't know.
there's, like, the
I just always
restroom.
assume that it's like a bar bathroom, and I'm like, nah, it doesn't seem worth it.
Well,
I did sexual things, but I think that's enough to
I feel like
to
that counts.
count.
Yeah.
you glory hold it.
For sure. I shoved my penis right in that glory.
Yeah. It almost didn't fit.
It
a
didn't
tight
fit.
fit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I made it bigger. Don't worry. I had the tools to make it a little bit better.
It also, like, if you didn't have the sandpaper, you would have gotten scratches all over the
I
sides.
come
and it would have been a
prepared.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
I come prepared.
Yeah, Maddie has a Dremel in her purse.
Damn
They're
right.
ready. Never have I ever had someone walk in on me having sex.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay, at the campground, there was like a friend that knew we were gonna go have sex in the restroom, and he literally like came over. So like but like I'm not gonna count that because it wasn't like oh my god.
No, that's just someone being weird.
Yeah, no, I have hated him for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
because that's so fucking gross.
That's fucking weird. Yeah.
I had a family member walk in.
No.
Wow.
I feel like if I ever did
Not mine.
anything, yeah.
Oh, not your family
Not
member.
mine, but
I feel like that's
yeah,
worse.
a different family member.
You know what's funny?
There's lore there. I won't ask you to repeat it, but I can tell.
When Nick and I started hooking up, I had like stayed the night at his house and he was living with his parents. We were hugging goodbye, just like just hugging. And his dad opened the door, and his dad was so sweet.
Aw.
And he was just like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know anybody was here." And like, he like walked out, and he was so apologetic, and like we were literally just like fully clothed, hugging goodbye. And his dad just happened to walk, and he was like, "I'm so sorry."
That's so funny.
Never have I ever gotten a message from a coworker that clearly was not meant for me.
I don't think so.
I feel like I have. They've been benign, but yes.
I feel like Bells and Sky have texted me things and then been like, "Oh shit, sorry, that was for my husband or whatever."
Yeah, exactly.
this
nothing spicy.
Okay,
But
if
it's
it's
okay, it has
nothing
occurred.
spicy, then I have gotten
No, just a message.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a message.
They've always been benign, but yes.
There was one time that shit was going down in group chat. And I screenshot it. And I cropped it to send it to my sister. Guess where it went? Right back in group chat.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember. I wish I remembered that at all.
I was fucking mortified.
That's so funny.
I sent something to Alex once.
Oh, I remember.
And thank God, because there was the delete option at that time.
Oh, yeah.
So the way, it was late at night.
Yeah, because if you do it fast enough, then you can just unsend things.
God
Like,
bless.
it'll say that you unsent something, but...
Late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late at night.
Yeah.
And I meant to send it to someone else. It wasn't anything crazy.
It was just like a vent sesh.
It was a little vent sesh, but it was a lot. I think that was the first time I've ever unsent something and used that feature. But then I texted him. I'm like, if you saw something, no, you didn't.
Oh, I remember you
And then he
mentioning that
went,
now.
You sent me something? And I went, great. Because I didn't know if it actually worked or not, or if it saw something.
Or if he, like, just somehow
Saw
had
it
enough time to
briefly.
read it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like that bad. Like,
Right.
obviously, I feel like if Alex had seen it, he would have been like, okay,
Yeah.
sure, understandable. But I fully went on a rant about something that was happening at work. And it brought up several people's names and all this other stuff. And then it brought up some other stuff that I was not comfortable sharing with Alex.
Yeah.
No offense, Alex. I'd share a lot with you. But in that moment, it was not it. Thank God for the unsend feature.
Yeah.
Where was that though? I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
I fucking wish.
Yeah, for real.
Ooh.
Never have I ever had someone put me to bed because I was too drunk.
Yeah.
I remember there was a New Year's that I went to my friend's house, and it was, oh my God. This bitch drinks like nobody's goddamn business. It had been a long time since we spent time together because there was like a hot second. She was like the only person I drank with for a really long time when I was like young. We didn't spend a lot of time together for a long time. And then I went to a New Year's party at her house, like right around, it was probably like 2 years after me and Jim started dating. And I was like, oh, I used to keep up with her. I'm fine. And it's not that I didn't drink much in the interim. I just didn't realize how much I didn't drink like she drinks anymore. And I very, very vividly remember like maybe 20 minutes of that night. And those 20 minutes were me in her bathtub covered in my own barf with her and Jim like helping clean me off and then putting me to bed.
Woof.
It was bad. It was so bad.
I tell the internet so many things at this point. I'm like, what the fuck do I have to lose? My ex and his family. So his family likes to drink. We have a good time. We're partying. We're vibing. It was one of those nights where you have a fire pit, you have barbecue. It's a nice summer night.
That is a recipe for getting absolutely way too hammered.
Oh, for sure.
Especially
People
sitting around a fire pit yapping.
yapping, and there's a guitar, and people are playing songs, and you can sing along.
The number of times fucking Jim's mother has made me like 4 too many drinks on nights like that.
It's hard. Everything gets blurred. You know, you're having a great time. I was indeed having a great time, and I had mixed many things. In particular, the Truly lemonades, and then old fashions.
Oh God.
Several
That's
with
making me produce extra stomach acid just thinking about it.
mixed with salmon.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a time. They called me Aurora because a lot of the time when I get drunk, I disappear and go to sleep somewhere. Okay? This time I disappeared, but I didn't go to sleep.
Where were you?
I was in the bathroom.
Oh no.
And do you know what happened?
Were you yakking?
I was yakking, but you know where I was yakking?
Not in the toilet.
Tub.
Nope, in the sink.
Oh no. The worst of the 3 options in the bathroom.
Sure was yakking in the sink. So my brain said, oh shit, I'm yakking in the sink. This is an awful decision. I had to clean up said vomit in the sink because I was so panicked because it was not going down the sink. Shock.
I mean, I guess at least it was in the bathroom sink and not the kitchen sink.
True, but I was so shit-faced that I needed to call for help. So I did, and I had 2 people help me, and to which I felt absolutely god-awful with. And then afterwards, I felt so bad that I didn't want to leave the bathroom because I thought that I should punish myself because of what I had done. And they were trying to get me to
Drunk
go to
girl
bed.
logic.
And I said, no, I have to clean this whole bathroom. I did not clean the whole bathroom. But Maddie cleaning the whole bathroom when she's drunk sounds very on par. Anyways.
Yeah, that's the most you thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
I feel like you could open your autobiography with this story. And it would
like,
explain a lot about your
searching cabinets for cleaning supplies. I'm not shitting you. I was ready to deep clean that entire bathroom in order to make up for my sins. I tried to, and then they literally had to pick me up and carry me to bed because I was being so fucking stubborn of the fact that I did not want to leave that bathroom, and they carried me to bed.
Wow.
It was a great night until that.
Never have I ever forgotten a friend's birthday.
Oh.
I don't know anybody's birthday. I don't know fucking anybody's birthday. I know my mother's birthday. I know my birthday. I know Jim's birthday, but I don't trust that I know Jim's birthday. So I look it up on his dead Facebook every single time I need to fill it out on a form because I get scared that I have it wrong. Everybody else's birthday, I know the 2-week period in which it happens. Do I know the actual date? No. Do I remember what month it happens in though? Yes.
Do you know on Facebook now you can have in memoriam profiles of people that passed? So when you said dead Facebook, I was very confused for a minute because I forget that people just don't fucking use Facebook anymore.
I should change Jim's Facebook
Oh,
to an
I would not do that. People are gonna be like, "He died."
It's funny because his profile picture is still him as Ninja Brian from when we did our Ninja Brian and Danny Sexbang cosplays for Halloween one year.
As it should.
Yeah, and it's just that's his profile picture forever because it's just been defunct for so long. And I'm like, that would be even funnier if I somehow logged into my Facebook to figure out how I could convince Facebook that my husband is dead.
I don't think people would like that.
I don't think they would either, but I would have a great time. I think both of us
in
would be
memoriam,
laughing.
but then there's a pinned post. It's like, not really, LOL.
Not really, the Facebook's just dead.
Never
God.
have I ever been surprised by a penis, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Usually for worse.
Is that number 10?
That's it.
You lost.
Yeah.
We can keep going.
Yeah, find some crazy ones.
Side note. The penis thing.
The penis thing. I went to art school. I've been surprised by a lot of
The
penises.
penis thing.
You wanna hear about the penis that I hate the most?
Oh, the penis you hate the most.
Yeah.
I love that.
What does that fucking mean?
Oh, you'll understand in a second while I pour myself 2 more shots and then we see if Alicia can find anything absolutely insane. The penis I hate the most, there's a man
Okay.
that used to do nude modeling at my school.
Okay, yeah.
He
You got an ugly penis?
sort of.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I don't really judge people's penises, especially during life drawing situations, because
Yeah.
every body is just a body, you know? Especially when you're trying to paint it, it just becomes meat, which is why I don't really look at naked people in any sort of way that's exciting.
You're, yeah. Unbothered.
I'm unbothered. But this fucking guy, one, looked like Scar from The Lion King. And he
Seeing.
would make eye contact with people while they drew him. He would just, everybody else in every other life drawing class was just focused on posing and looking off into the middle distance or looking down or just vibing out, you know? This guy would stare at you dead in your eyeballs. He would just pick somebody in the room and stare at them. I don't judge people's bodies, but this man's penis was kind of weird.
Hey, it's okay to say that some penises are weird.
I don't think I would have cared that his penis was kind of weird if he wasn't always, 1, making eye contact with everybody, and 2, posing in such a way that you had to reckon with it. He would pick fucking poses like this and then be like, the whole time.
It's a choice.
The whole time. One leg up, one leg down.
I feel like I would have drawn.
And he would just pick different people in the room and just change who he was staring at.
Tim Burton eyes.
Yeah, make
He
him
would just,
scary.
yeah, he would just stare. Anyway, that's the penis that I hate the most in the world.
So, I would like to clarify.
Yeah.
Word.
If you got a weird penis,
It's okay.
depends on what you do with the
Yes.
penis.
It's okay to have a weird penis.
Okay, if your penis is quote unquote weird, if you're performing well,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It do not matter.
All penises are created equally until you bring fucked up energy to the penis equation. Ignore that. You just have to have normal person energy. Don't be fucking weird. That guy was fucking weird. Would I have ever thought that his penis was weird if he wasn't also fucking weird? No. But because he was fucking weird, his penis was so distractingly upsetting because he was a weirdo. Anyway.
Never have I ever dry humped like a champ.
Whoa. I mean, dry humped, yes. Like a champ, I'm not so sure. But I mean, I guess I'll try.
You gotta be confident in your dry humping.
I don't know if I am.
You gotta be.
I guess I will be for you.
That's right. We're not friction gening for nothing.
Holy fuck, you didn't even beat around the bush though. You just legitimately threw back. I love you so much.
Love you.
Wow, what a woman.
Never have I ever found love on a dating app.
Oh, mother.
I'm old.
Never have I ever fallen asleep on the toilet.
Maddie. On the toilet?
A bitch is exhausted.
There's 6 more left.
Okay, I've fallen asleep.
You don't have to do 6 full shots.
No. I've fallen asleep over the toilet. Like
that counts.
Like kind of half laying on it.
That's counting.
Or like on the ground next to it.
You're on it.
Okay, on the toilet I assumed sitting.
Not like Elvis.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yes, like Elvis, but like I think if you're on the toilet at all.
I fell asleep on the ground next to the toilet, and if we're counting that, we're counting that. Here I am. Hello. Lightning round.
Lightning round?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah,
through it, dog.
there's only 6 cards left. Let's go.
Never have I ever muted friends from my stories.
I didn't mean to finger your cup over here like blues.
Ooh.
Just a little finger in there. Never have I ever kept my shoes on during sex.
Hey, yo. Sometimes they're cute shoes. It's part of the outfit.
Or you're in a public restroom.
Ooh. I forgot about that already.
I will not be taking my shoes off.
Oh, don't do that. That's a terrible idea.
Can you imagine? Wait.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, the shoes
I just have to be
come off.
barefoot.
I have to be barefoot.
Yeah,
You're
my
too
dogs
short.
have to be
Sorry.
out.
Short kings, unite.
Never have I ever found out that I was someone's mistress.
Yep.
Fuck that guy.
And that was for me.
Never have I ever scheduled sex. Sometimes you gotta.
Sometimes you gotta.
Life is life.
Life is life in.
You think Sabrina Carpenter doesn't schedule sex?
Yeah, sometimes you got a day when you're like, no, I've got a fucking photo shoot tomorrow morning and I gotta not feel stinky. It happens.
You gotta schedule it sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow, and that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
you work graveyard and I work in the morning.
Yeah. We got 5 minutes
we
right
got we got a small amount of window.
We got
this tiny little
go.
window to
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
I hate quickies.
there. Yeah. No.
Hate them.
I'm not on board with that.
I hate quickies. They never end up being quickies.
Well, you're just not doing them right.
I hate
A quickie is a quickie.
No. They say we're gonna have a quickie. I never say that. Let me get it straight. And I'm like, okay, it's never a quickie.
That's fair. I'm just on a midday type of girly. I've done it before, and I'm like, meh.
Morning, daytime, nighttime, second breakfast.
You're waking me up in the middle of the night? All right.
All right, you're waking
See,
me
that's
up
fair.
and you say good morning and I say good morning and then you let me go back to sleep. Sick.
Happy Pride. I'm on the ace spectrum anyway.
That's fair. That's fair.
I need my specific circumstances in which I enjoy things.
That's fair. Honestly.
That's fair. Never have I ever wanted to hook up with a friend's dad.
Ew. I've thought a friend's dad was attractive, but never like actually thought about it, you know?
Yeah.
I've been like, oh, your dad's cute, but like not in an actual like a real person way, in a like the same way I think an old man actor is hot kind of way, you know?
Your dad is a beekeeper? I don't know. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, shit like that.
Sorry, that's from Rick and Morty.
I
so
understand,
sorry.
but like, you know, I don't know. There's just like a line.
I thought dads were cute.
Yes.
Not my friend's dad.
Yes. But like also you can look at a person and be like, they're cute or they're hot.
No.
But like not actually want to fucking jump them. And I feel like the context of being my friend's father is an immediate disqualifier.
There is, yes, absolutely. There's a friend code that I feel like should not be crossed.
Yeah.
It's like a girl code.
Or bro code or whatever the fuck
code.
people say.
Unless I'm trying to get revenge and your dad wants to fuck me, then, you know, it's pretty fucking good revenge.
Fair.
Maybe. Yeah. I think it's only been hot moms. I can't think of any hot dads.
Even then, I think it's just a distant admiration.
I tend to pick friends that don't have dads.
Fair.
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Never have I ever drank wine straight from the box. Wow.
Slap the bag, bitches.
Slap the bag, bitches.
Hey, so what does that mean? As someone who's never drank wine.
So you'll take the bag out of the box.
Oh, okay.
It is in, there's
Giant Capri
It's
Sun.
in a it's in a
Basically.
giant plastic sack and it's got the weird little spigot on the end.
Yes.
So you just unleash the spigot
You smack it.
Why?
And then you
for fun.
drink it.
Just for fun.
You smack the bag.
Smack the bag.
Also to kind of just like reorient the weird little air bubble that's in there.
Okay.
But
Function.
it's just a vibe.
It's like udders, I guess. For wine.
Hate it, thanks.
I knew it would upset you. That's why I said it.
I'll make you slap the bag at some point. I'll get you a really sweet wine,
Okay.
and I'll make you slap the bag.
I should go through all of my weird college bullshit that I have at my mom's house and see if I can find a picture of Scar from
Oh my
Lion
God,
King.
Scar! I am very curious about Scar.
Hold on. Wait. Hold
I
on.
don't have a photograph, but it was a fucking art class. Of course I have. Of
Okay.
course I have
Okay.
nonsense of this man in my house.
I was like, wait, do you have a picture? Are you heavy breathing in the mic right now?
That is over here with her tongue out like.
Thanks for watching.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, like you're eating noodles. Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm troubled.